All right, folks. Shout out to Dez for winning the MCS tournament. And again, I would kind of do commentary and break down the game between him and Clef to God, but it wasn't much to really take from there because he blew Clef to God out early. I think, in my opinion, I don't think there was enough dynamic offense by Clef to God. I think he probably could have ran more, but he didn't. But in this game is the game I want to break down because I felt when watching this on live stream, I felt that either K-Mac or Dez, the winner of this game, I felt was going to actually go ahead on and win the entire MCS series. And the reason why I say that, because number one, there's not a lot of film on Dez, young kid, 17 years old, but has a really dynamic offense, uses the Saints offensive playbook. And the reason why I say you can learn a lot from these games, because both of these guys use the stack formation on one side. And that can be a really tough thing to deal with, something you may want to implement. So Dez runs the Saints playbook. K-Mac runs the Detroit Lions playbook. They run it in both great ways, so they have decent offenses. And so we're going to go in and break down this game. And again, like I said, if K-Mac had won, I believe he would have went on and won the whole entire thing. But Dez, as you know, ended up winning and facing Clef to God, and the rest is history. But we're going to break down this game because I think there's a lot to learn from. So let's get right into it. One things I always like to do when looking at a game is to see who these guys are rocking on offense. And so this is K-Mac's offense. And if you look at it, K-Mac has Harold Carmichael. Very weird choice, in my opinion, having Pete Metzelaars as fullback over Keith Byers. John Elway, best quarterback in the game. Anybody in this series would be rocking John Elway. Barry Sanders, Cooper Kupp, which is a really good slot receiver because he gets inside elite for 0 AP. And obviously you got Jerry Rice and Megatron. Both are pretty decent. You get Todd Heap, Jason Witten at receiver. Obviously Pete Metzelaars is your third. And you have Jeff Saturday, Jari Evans, Russ Grimm, Randall McDaniel, and Jonathan Ogden on line. So solid offense. As you see, his team is probably around a 92-ish, 93-ish overall. And so that's K-Mac's offense. So let's see who Dez is rocking on defense to counter this offense. Now, let's see who Dez is rocking on defense. So this is Dez's defense. And as you see, he's rocking Ed Reed. Obviously, good linebackers. But to be honest with you, they're not going to make a difference in a game like this because everybody who's at this level is running 3-2 which is that's what everybody runs. So you really won't see a Derek Brooks, Luke Kuechly, Brian Urlacher, like a Clay Matthews. But what you want to pay attention to is Nolan Cromwell, Haynes, Arenas Williams, Ed Too Jones, Aaron Donald, and Richard Seymour are going to be the people who are going to be key for him, as well as Tracy Porter, Charles Tillman, and Jalen Ramsey. So that's literally the defense that is going to make the difference that Dez is using the counter. Now, when you're looking at his defense, you talk about ability. So he has double or nothing on the D-line. And obviously everyone is rocking the same abilities, really. We can't really see him here, but everybody is pretty much going to be rocking that knockout and that pick artist. So those are going to be the two biggest abilities that everyone's rocking. But on the D-line, double or nothing, an edge threat is probably your two biggest abilities on the D-line if you want to get them. Obviously, Richard Seymour is probably running inside stuff as well. Inside stuff is actually a really, really good ability this year to stop those inside zones. That's why most people are going to a trap really out of the tight sets and or base. So trap and base is your best runs because inside stuff takes away inside zones this year when you're playing mutt. So that's literally the defense that's going to look like it's going to counter the offense of K-Mac. Down from this formation into running formation, which I think is really smart. But again, as you see Dez running that 3-2, you're not going to see those linebackers in there. So he's almost down to a pistol set to try to run it and to try to catch him off guard or to try to pass it. So he drops back here and makes a good pass here. This is a really good read here. And so in no huddles, and as in no huddles, It's another sideline throw to Jerry Rice, which is another good throw. So this offense he rocks is pretty good offense. So I'm going to pause it here. He's going to audible down again into that pistol. Moves out Byers. I mean, really good slick offense. And look at this. Now, one of the things I want to highlight here is this is where Madden is like, this is where abilities really make a difference. John Elway actually had two people in his face. He throws a high ball. You see Jalen Ramsey fires. You see that ability fires, but also you see him get agged. That is the biggest thing in MCS that people are doing. If your man is covered, chuck, ag. That's what you do. So he chucked it. He agged him. Comes down with it. Another ability fires. Jason Witten's holding onto the ball. So those ags are going to make or break the difference in this game. Now, even though Dez got beat, this is dangerous territory because you got to have a good running game. And so as he backs up, he's going to try to audible and to run it. And again, you can run on this. Again, he kind of penetrated and stopped the run. Now here, he's 2nd and 11. And it's interesting to see how these players respond into the red zone because it's tough. So he's still in the quarters. I would try to run again, but I don't know if he's going to run it. So let's see if he does. Oh, he does run it. Okay, good. So good run here. I forgot that he did run it. So good run here. 3rd and 6. And so if you look at what K-Mac calls here, he's going to go in a tight formation. Again, Detroit Lions playbook. And we'll see his audibles here. He's in a tight formation. He's not going to stay there. He's in a tight formation. Well, he actually is going to stay there. And what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to hit a crosser. So you can see the blitzer. Actually audibles to his 5 wide, which is a stack, which is pretty decent. And again, calls a timeout. Didn't like what he sees there. So from the looks of it, it looks like K-Mac and Dez with this game, it's going to be more so of K-Mac trying to audible down, audible across. And as you look at Learn Some Professionals, they never come out pretty much in the play they're going to call. In this case, he does. And he hits, oh my goodness. He hits Todd Heap here on the crosser. That could have been a pick. So K-Mac kind of got out of one there. Now, here's where I would have run it. I don't agree with how he's going to run it. He's going to pass down here 4 times. So 1st and goal, nothing open. And he should have tried to run it, which I don't know. When you're inside the 7, you got to try to run that thing. So he goes 4 passes here, which I think really hurt his game in the long run. So 4 passes here, not 1 run, which in most cases, I would say try to run it, but he's going to do another pass. 5 wide down here doesn't work too well because defense is too good. Everybody's covered. You can't scramble. John Elway's too slow. There you go. Now you might have had Cooper Kupp across, but then again, you don't know if that's going to get jumped or not. He might have inside shade, so may not want to take a chance of that. So here we are, 3rd and goal. Audibles. And I don't even know, like I said, not 1 run attempt here. So I didn't like this call by K-Mac. I think it really hurt him. So he's calling his audibles. And again, look at the defense. Everybody's covered. Everybody's covered. So you can only throw it out of bounds. Now you're 4th and goal, and you have to kick the field goal. So bad choice by K-Mac down here. You get down on 1st and goal at the 7, and you don't run the ball not 1 time. I think that really hurt him because you'll see in this game later where he needed that score here, and 3 was going to be really, really not what he needed. Against a player like Dez, you need to get 7 points. All right, so we're taking a look at what Dez is rocking on offense, and you can tell he is going to be doing Ag City. Obviously, he has Carmichael at wide receiver number 1, Megatron at 2, Jerry Rice, Cooper Cup, best receiver to get pretty much inside elite at 0 AP, as Kyle Pitts, Pete Metzelaars, Greg Olson, again obviously Trent Williams, decent offensive line, Jari Evans, Jeff Saturday, Randall McDaniels. These are, if you're looking at a theme, this is what people are running on their line: Jonathan Ogden, Randall McDaniel, Jeff Saturday, Jari Evans, and obviously they got those abilities on there as well. And then obviously the best quarterback in the game, John Elway. Everyone's rocking Barry Sanders. Everyone's rocking Keith Byers. This is kind of your standard here for the MCS tournament. So if we look at him get into it, he's going to start off in the Saints playbook. He starts off with that tight formation. And as he starts, he gets hit. So good defense by K-Mac here. So we're looking at 2nd and 10. And let me tell you why I think Dez just survives a bullet here. So again, he goes back into audibles down. He goes into that tight and goes back and gets hit again. So at this point, if you're looking at K-Mac's defense, he literally has gotten to Dez early twice. He can't even get a throw off. So this right here, to me, is pretty much an indication of how good K-Mac's defense is. So he's actually going to a bunch, and look at this. So I got to go back and replay this. All right, so I want you to pay close attention. Dez comes out here in the bunch, right? And literally, I'm going to tell you where Ag saves these players. So he has the 2 blitzes on the end. K-Mac is blitzing. Dez really doesn't have an answer for those 2 blitzes so far. So let's play this and see if we can pause it. All right, so take a look at the defense. Megatron's covered. Cromwell's lurking. You have Kyle Pitts, and then you have Carmichael. So as I play this, he steps up, and Kyle Pitts is actually covered. This is good coverage. Like, you cannot ask for better defense than this. And let me show you how Ag, not skill, but Ag saves the day. So John Elway's ability, Fearless, fires up. As you see, he's firing up. So that Fearless ability is a must if you're going to play in competitive Madden. So that Fearless fires up, because other than that, this ball would have been just floating like crazy. So where is he throwing to? He's actually going to take Carmichael here to the left. Watch what happens. He throws it. Now, this is covered. This is where the arcade part of Madden kicks in, because this is covered. This is the arcade ball right here, not skill ball, but watch this. Carmichael 6'8", and obviously, okay, we're going to kind of lean to the physical abilities here. Look at that. There's no way you can defend that. So that's how he gets out of a 3rd and 10 with a high ball to Carmichael. So I know K-Mac he's like, man, what in the world? Because that was actually a bad read, but he just went with the physicals right there. He went with the one-on-one 50-50 ball. So as we see, he's audible again, goes into that bunch. Again, has that wheel route with Barry Sanders here. And as you see, he's going to take advantage of that. And the knockout ability kicks in. And so, again, good defense by K-Mac. K-Mac played really good defense this game. And so at the look at this game, you're like, man, K-Mac could probably win this thing. And so as Dez goes back again, he is audibling. And you see him audible. And he's in that shotgun bunch. And he hits Megatron. Good play here. And so he no huddles again. And when you no huddle, it takes out the energy. I know a lot of people try to catch you off guard, but then he's in the tight, which is in the Saints playbook, and does a base, which is a good run. So he no huddles again. I mean, you see the no huddling. I mean, 17-year-old kid just no huddling like crazy. So he's going to go back. I think his receivers are tired, and I think this is what would have kind of hurt him. But again, good thing he didn't run a play, and the quarter ends. So again, he's going to go from the bunch to the tight. And the Saints playbook is a pretty good call. He hikes it. He throws it. gets hit. So K-Mac is really getting some pressure with that defense. I mean, really get some good pressure at that. So we're gonna pause here. Let me see if we can. As you look here, you have pressure coming from the edge, pressure coming from the edge, and you have the out and post route combo, basic combo. And again, Megatron is open, good read there. And actually, he got screwed that time. So Dez actually got screwed on that play because that's Megatron. That's a catch. I've never seen Megatron drop a ball, but that should be a catch wide open. So Dez got screwed right here. That could have been a mental thing to hurt his game, but he didn't let it bother him. So you see a little frustrated here. See the body language. K-Mac is going in for the kill. So we're going to look at the combo that he does here. So now, this is a good combo, right? So you have Cromwell about to go to the middle of the field. Maybe a good high ball right here. Probably would have got it. You got Carmichael here. Obviously, he's in a trailing position. And you got Cooper Kupp. And the best read at this time, and again, you're under pressure. It's hard to make this read. The best read or safest read probably would have been here with the tight end and maybe Carmichael. And then third read maybe would have been here. But he actually throws to Megatron, which is the worst read. So he makes a bad read. As you see, throwing over to Megatron, which is a bad read. And Kyle Pitts probably would have been your better read. And you had Harold Carmichael right here. But makes a bad read. And again, he got people open. I mean, Harold Carmichael here, this is a touchdown. If you high ball this to the outside, touchdown, anyone can do. 6'8", I would have took that. But he makes a bad read here just due to pressure. And there's a pick. And not only this is a pick six. So he throws a pick six. And K-Mac is hype. He's like, oh man, I got this in the bag. I got this in the bag. So this kid is down, 17-year-old kid, in a game that he must win, is down 10-0. And against probably one of the best defensive players in this tournament, K-Mac. Trying to come back on him 10-0. You have to play amazing football for that to happen. You got to play amazing football, and you're going to have things go your way in order to win. So this kid at 17 years old could have had his spirit broken, could have had his mentality broken, down 10-0. Man, it's going to be a climb from here. So let's kind of watch the rest of his game, which is why I feel, this game made him so strong, gave him that experience in the tournament. And because of the competition of K-Mac, whoever won this game was going to come away from this game a better Madden player. And this is why I felt he was able to thrash Clef to God like he did, because this game right here is really where Dez evolved. So Dez is down 10-0. Getting the ball, what do? So Dez kind of has to calm himself, has to get himself in play. And then you saw the replay here. It's, it was a pick. So Dez here, got to make a response. Goes in. Another ag with Carmichael. As you see, K-Mac is losing it. Like, that's actually a bad read. It's a bad read. But because of the ag ability, you can do that. You can make reads like that on this game. And you don't get punished for making a bad decision. You get rewarded. So, again, 6'8" Harold Carmichael, that was his go-to. So it's like, what in the world is he throwing? I mean, it was a bad read, but he made it on two people. He was in the stack offense. It's a good play right here. Good run by Barry Sanders. And that was almost a house call. And K-Mac has to recover. So let's see what he does here. He audibles down into streaks. He's going to go to Chuck with Carmichael probably. And there's a Chuck. If he catches in his zone, there is the Chuck and Ag. So he mixes the arcade element in. He's like, okay, I'm going to chuck it when I get in trouble. Now, I like his decision right here because he's doing something that K-Mac should have did. He's actually in an under center formation with Derrick Henry, and he's going to try to pound this rock. And so I like that decision by him because he doesn't have the beef on the field to deal with the Derrick Henry. So he just gets right in. So I got to compliment Dez here. Even though he got 2 chucks and he's in it near the end zone, he did what K-Mac should have did on his first drive. He lined up, and K-Mac is lined up in that $326, does not have the beef to contend with a formation that has 2 tight ends, 2 big wide receivers, and Derrick Henry, and is able to run a stretch play to get in end zone. So I like that call by Dez. All right, so K-Mac has the ball here. Had a kickoff run to get himself down here. And right now he's up 10-7. So K-Mac has a chance to capitalize here. Let's see what happens. So we're looking at what we're going to pause this here. So let's look at what K-Mac has open and let's see what type of reads he does. So he makes a read to the corner of the field. I like this pass. Well, has to throw it away actually because he had pressure in his face, but has to throw it away. And let's see what the flag is. Intentional grounding. So now he's looking at 2nd and 22. So bad play by K-Mac to put him in a bad position. Has to respond out of this. Let's see what he does. So he's audibling to that. That's that 5 wide. That's a really good formation. So something to pick up here. That formation in the Detroit Lions playbook is amazing. So I'm probably going to be doing a breakdown of their playbook to see why it was so effective with him. And I do see it, but that is probably one of the best hidden gems in 5 wide. It has a lot of stuff in it. All right, so he's audibling here. Goes to that 5 wide stack again. As you see, look at this. Look at the position of the receivers. This is kind of tough to defend because if you look at the spacing, you can streak it up the field. You can run. You just so much you can do here. And if you look at this, you have Metzelar 6'7", 6'8", Todd Heap 6'5". So you got ags. You can ag all over this right side, and you got skill positions here, which can actually run good out of a stack. So very, very good use of this formation by K-Mac. So let's see where he goes to here. So as I'm looking here, you can't really see anything develop, but we're going to let this play develop. And again, you got an ag right here. This is an ag to, again, this is the ag side here. So let's see what happens. And he ags. Todd Heap. Hard to stop that because you got too much size, too much physicality on that right side. So he does it again. Size and physicality. Let's see what happens. Jerry Rice is firing off of that route technician. Doesn't have anybody. Again, I would have taken A, but he didn't want to. So actually, if you look down here, he has B wide open, but he doesn't see him. He actually has B wide open off rip. So right here, B is on the sideline, but you don't have time to make those reads. It's easy to make reads after the fact and replaying this, but you got B. So it's hard. So really with this offense, with this, you probably would go, your first read would be here, here, and here. And because his users on that side, I probably wouldn't look to that side. I would literally look right here as my reads, but I think he didn't really see it. So he missed that B read. Look at B was wide open. So he missed that read right there. So misread, that happens. You have 4th and 3. So what do? You go for it. You got to get this. So let me see what the audible's into. Calls timeout. And this is crucial right here. Like you got to convert this. So no running back in this package, which is crazy because he has Pete Messelar. So this is what I thought was crazy about what K-Mac did. You got to have a running back in that formation with the threat of a run. Pete Messelar is not a runner. So I didn't like that decision by him that Pete Messelar is in there. He probably should have adjusted formation, but that's kind of crazy to have Pete Messelar in there as running back. But he probably did it so he could formation audible to this, right? So you give up the threat of a running back, but you do it because you want a formation audible and have Pete Messelar come out wide. So I know how he did it, but I don't know if having that formation audible is worth losing the running back. So we're going to see what he does here. Motions Pete Messelar has a good combo there. You can ag this. So he's going to go to, as you see right here, he's going to Messelar. I don't like this throw. You don't have to make it that quick. I think you let the moment get to, because look, you have no pressure. You have perfect blocking here. I don't know if you make that play, but he might get away with it. Let's see. And he doesn't. That was a bad play. The reason why it was a bad play is because you're not pressured for time. You have ags. I would have agged it here. I would have taken my chance on the ag rather than throwing a regular throw. This wasn't even an ag throw. That was a bad play by K-Mac. That right there cost him this game. That cost him his game. You had a chance to go up 17-7. That play right there cost you the game. So bad decision by him. And in games like this, one bad decision will cost you the game. And again, Dez made a bad decision, but K-Mac made a bad decision. And K-Mac actually made two bad decisions. So first bad decision was not running on first down, only getting 3 points. Second bad decision was right here. So again, in these games, whoever makes the most bad decisions is going to lose. So 2 bad decisions by K-Mac, 1 bad decision by Dez. The bad decision advantage goes to Dez. So when it comes down to having an advantage or taking advantage of bad decisions, that is what it comes down to, folks. Dez now has the advantage in the bad decision department because K-Mac made 2, Dez made 1, and look at the momentum shift. That is a killer. That right there, I felt no matter what happened, that's where K-Mac lost the game at. That's where he lost the game at. Had he made it right there, I think he would have won, but he lost the game on that play right there. Just a bad decision. He had time. So we'll see what Dez does as we pause this right here. That Fearless is firing. That Fearless is a crazy ability. And 2 on 1. Yeah, Pitts is gonna catch that all day. Has that double me ability. The ag, Pitts catching that. So right now, Dez is like, you know what? I'm agging. I'm going to ag all the way down this field pretty much. So let's see what he does next. He's in this shotgun bunch. Yeah, bench on a gun tight is probably one of the best formations. So he goes into, I like this call. Saints playbook. I like the stack formation. Again, very hard to contend with. You have your, again, if you set this up right, look what I'm talking about. Let me make this clear. You have ag to the right, skill routes to the left. Ag to the right, skill to the left. And so you get saved by 2-minute warning, but that's how they're running it. This is the formula to success. Remember, ag right, skill left. Yeah, bench is a really good play. It's a solid play. A lot of professionals run it. So bench out of tight is really good. So let's see what he has. All right. Cooper Kupp, Carmichael, ag, and I think he's going to audible down. Oh, he didn't audible down. Okay. So let's look at the breakdown. Nice play to Kyle Pitts. Didn't ag. Nice play. I like that play. That was a trail play out of shotgun. And I like the fact that he's keeping a running back in the backfield at all times for the threat of a run. And he runs it. So I like this call by Dez. See, Dez is now going basic, solid football. And this is why I think he gets separated as a person who is skillful, because he knows when to use the ag. He knows when to go in and use some of the, different abilities, but he also knows when to go basic. And again, in order to win these tournaments, number one, you have to win with bad decisions, right? Bad decisions on your opponent is going to cost you to win. And then behind that, you have to keep yourself from, in turn, making a bad decision back. So going into basic football, pounding the rock, this is, I think, where he started to take control, because he's going to go basic football. So as you see, K-Mac is stuck in the DB fire. So he's going to DB fire. Well, he actually is out of it. He's in nickel. So went to nickel. And again, puts Barry Sanders out wide. Let's see what he does here. Has Cup. And has that wheel route by Barry Sanders wide open. This is amazing. I like that wheel route. That's a good play. Has a wheel route by Barry Sanders wide open. By bringing Barry Sanders up and making it a 5 wide situation, you get that wheel route in there. So really good call. That's something you can add into your game. So now he's into a base formation. You see Derrick Henry. You see the 2 tight ends. Like I said, K-Mac's bad decision inside of the goal line, inside the red zone, was the fact that he tried to pass 4 times. I like Dez's thinking right here, because he is thinking regular football. Hey, I'm going to take my most powerful back and I'm going to shove him down your throat, make you play run, make you play pass. See, on that first down, it's not the fact that he passing or running. It's the fact that he's in a formation that's dictating to the defense that, look, we can pound the rock and I can also pass the rock. So you have an unbalanced K-Mac right here, because you don't know what's coming. Versus K-Mac getting inside of here and going 5 wide with John Elway was the difference. So let's see what he does here. I like this call. I like what he's going to do here. You're under center. You got the threat of a run. And even though he gets stopped, I like that play. You got positive yards here. You're close. So he's going to stay into that, which is what I like. So again, he's staying under center. He's not going shotgun, right under center. And he's going to pass or run. You have to respect both. And the fact is that you can't really sell out if you are K-Mac. So let's see what he does here. I like that. I like the call. I like the call. Look, there he is. I like the call with Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry is going to drag these guys in the end zone. Look at this. Almost. So 3rd and goal. Look how close you are. I like this call. So now you can do anything you want here. More than likely, you're not going to stop Derrick Henry down here. You don't have the personnel. You got all these little teeny guys in here. And so that's the only thing about calling a dime 3-2-6 and then trying to audible down to a nickel. You just don't have enough beef in the ball game. This is where you need your linebackers to shoot and fire gaps. So he has that wham that he could call. I don't know if he will. Let me just rant on this. Wham is a good play. I don't like the motion by the tight end, and I don't like the fact that you can't mimic that motion. So when you do a wham, someone's going to know you're whamming, within a half a second. Let's see if he does. Let's see what he does. He knows this is pretty much a zone. He didn't run it. So this is what you got. You got Derrick Henry in the flats. Let me see if he takes him. He does take him. Perfect offense in the red zone. You keep it at your running back, passing or running it. Boom. I like that call. That's a perfect call. That is when I believe Dez takes control of this game. So 14-10, you have a 14-point swing right before halftime. That killed K-Mac right there. That killed him. So no matter what you do in his game, you just let a person 14 points swing you. And so you go into halftime and what could have been you were down 10-0. Now you're up 14-10. All right, so what was so big about that is that Dez get the ball back at half. So Dez is now up 14-10. Again, K-Mac has to play defense. Very, very tough. So he goes into that bunch, and this is a good play here. The wheel route by Barry Sanders is pretty good, and he has a crosser by Carmichael. So that's a really, really good play. I like that play stock. I like the fact that you can even hot route Carmichael to the corner route. So again, he stays in that bunch. Comes out in that bunch, and as you look, I like that route by Megatron. That can be a high ball rack. Also, you have Carmichael. You look in this area, you have two ags right here. You got an ag right here. You got a good route tech right here. K-Mac takes the RB route. And you got, again, that's the play trail out of the Saints playbook. It's a really good play. You can't stop that. That's pretty much, once you have that situation happen with Carmichael in the middle of the field, you got two of your taller players. You can just pick your poison right there. I mean, he's just in position to ag. So trail is pretty good out of gun bunch. So an audible again. And I like this. He's in the Saints playbook with the stack. That's a really good play. I like this out. I like this this route right here by Kyle Pitts. I like this route here by Carmichael. Let's see how he plays it. So as he hikes it, you have Cooper Kupp on that kind of on that out streak route, on that fade route, and you still have Megatron right here. You could ag. You still got Kyle Pitts. You still have the Barry Sanders, the running back, going out. You got a lot of choices here. So he chooses to go to Cooper Kupp and ags with Cooper Kupp. But it's a decent throw, decent aggressive catch. So I like his audible down to that formation. That's something to take away. Audible from gun bunch to that stack formation in Saints. So he's going to trail here. And with that trail, again, you got Megatron, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Harold Carmichael, and it's too much to defend right there. And one thing I don't like about K-Mac is he did not get out of DB fire. You got to get out of DB fire because at this point in the game, Dez has adjusted to DB fire. K-Mac is standing DB fire, refuses to get out of that. This is what cost him the third quarter. You're in DB fire, you're blitzing the ends. Now Dez is comfortable with scoring on your defense because you didn't change it. So I think him changing it would have been vital. So DB fire, you can only cover with these two. You got these two in the zone. So you can, and obviously, yeah, you can change your zones from a hard flat to a drop back. But again, let's see how he plays it. All right, so he gets to him there. Good D. His defensive line got to him there. But I don't like staying in DB fire for K-Mac. I really don't like it. So let's see how he responds here. Goes into a tight in the Saints formation playbook, which I like. And he can either go bench out of this or he can run it. I think he's going to run it. Let me see. See what he does here. Motions Carmichael. He has Barry Sanders wide open. He can hit Barry Sanders. But let's see where he goes. Man, I would have taken the Barry Sanders route. But again, it's easy for me to say that because in the heat of the moment, everybody's gonna make bad decisions. But coming out, my first read would have been toward the middle of the field. My eyes would have pointed me to Barry Sanders, but he got lucky there. He got lucky that was not a tip drill pick. All right, bench. So with bench, flat route. Oh, I'm sorry. You have a square out, and you have two posts, running back going up the middle again for a catch. So let's see what happens where he goes to. He gets Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts holds on to that. Now his knockout ability should have fired, didn't. The thing about Madden is it could be inconsistent. That knockout ability, I think he has a KO ability. It didn't fire, and he catches over three people and hold on to it. So that's a little tough break for K-Mac there. But again, his bad decision mainly put him in that predicament. So now you're at the mercy of whatever the game is going to throw at you. And again, I like this decision here again by Dez. I'm inside the 7. This is my power run formation, and I'm going to give you a lot out of this. So again, has this. I love that by Pete. I got to say, let me say this. I love that play. You got Pete Metzelaars. Not at the lineup as a running back, but the fact that you have Pete Metzelaars that comes across and can carry that ball in with that big frame. So we're going to pick this up. K-Mac gets down there into the 20 again. So he gets down there inside the 20 and, has a good drive. I don't need to break that down further. And let's see what he does here. Gets a touchdown, which is good. So gets a touchdown from Cooper Kupp. That's good. So now, literally, you are in a position to where you are still able to have a good game. Now he's 16. I don't know if I like this call, but I guess I know he's trying to go for the numbers here. But I don't like the fact that he's 2-point conversion with this 5 wide. I do not like this 5 wide inside of the 2 because number one, we know you ain't running it with John Elway on a quarterback sneak or quarterback draw. But you're giving Dez an advantage because Dez knows that you have to pass. So you can go in, you can pass commit, you could shade down, you could zone, and you can take away everything. And let's see what Dez does. That's why I don't like it. Look, everything is covered. Cooper Kupp covered. And then you have pressure coming in, and Derwin James is close enough to make a play. And look at this. You can't run with John Elway. You cannot run with John Elway. This is what happens. That's why I don't like that decision. So I think that, he already made 2 bad decisions. That was the 3rd bad decision on offense. K-Mac is a phenomenal player. Both of these guys are. But the fact is that the decision making inside of the 20, inside the goal line area, is why K-Mac lost this game. It's why K-Mac lost this game. And again, when it comes down to the bad decision battle, right? Who is going to take advantage of it? Well, you got 3 bad decisions by K-Mac, 1 bad decision by Dez, and the score reflects that. So it don't matter what the score is, it matters how many bad decisions you make in these games. So now you're down 16-21. You got to kick it back to. So we get in. Dez has the ball. And remember, who's winning the bad decision battle? Dez is. 1 bad decision versus 3. And so let's see where Dez goes. He goes into a wide open bench. It's Carmichael. And so K-Mac has to get a stop here. He got to get a stop here. Like for his life. He got to get a stop here for his Madden life. So he goes out with a wheel route. I like that combination by Barry Sanders. Wheel route combo. And he picks it. He just, see, let me break down this pick. The fact is that he didn't read the defense. He had Megatron wide open. He didn't read the defense. Dez didn't. So that's the 2nd bad decision by Dez versus 3 by K-Mac, 2 by Dez. Dez didn't read the defense on this one. This is what's called a predetermined throw. Before he hiked that ball, he already made up in his mind he was going to Barry Sanders. Sometimes in Madden, and I'm guilty of it too, we all are, we get caught in our predetermined reads. In this game like that, with adjustments, you can't get caught in predetermined reads. He already predetermined that this ball is going to Barry Sanders. So when he did that pick, and actually he had an ag with Megatron. So that predetermined decision cost him that pick. So now K-Mac got some life. K-Mac got some life. So, I mean, that was a bad read by Dez. Just a poor, bad read. Predetermined, you can't go like that. So let's see what K-Mac does. Even though he threw this, to Metalars, this is the ag. I don't know if I like it or not, and I don't, because you're throwing it in double coverage. You're trying to ag with Metalars, and you don't really have an ability on Metalars, and you're agging with him against Ramsey, and Ramsey has a knockout. I don't like that. I would have liked to have seen him run with John Elway because he had open grass. So K-Mac goes into that 5 wide. So game is in K-Mac hands right here. He has a chance to win it. He steps up with Elway. I see A right here. I see right here. I see this throw maybe right here. But then again, I don't know because Jalen Ramsey may be coming after him. Let's let this develop and see. No, actually, he has A wide open. He has A open. You throw his pass to the sideline. You're good, but let's see what he does. Yeah, he runs it. All right, so 5 wide. Now I'm gonna tell you why I don't like this 5 wide, because his personnel, I don't like it now. Because here's his personnel. You only got one ag player. That's it. The rest of these two are not ags and not ag threats. So I don't like the personnel in this 5 wide here. You should have Todd Heap, Carmichael, and Mesalars, but you don't. You got Jerry Rice over here, and you got Cooper Kupp. I don't like this personnel grouping for him. Let's see what he does with it. So again, pressure. Where's he go? He has to run it. So again, you maybe could have squeezed that in. Jerry Rice, ag maybe. But the fact is that your personnel grouping cost you this play. You didn't have your personnel in there. So I think that's where he made a mistake at, was by not having the right personnel grouping. And I really don't like this now because he is no huddling and he does not have that personnel. You only got one ag player on the field. One ag player. You need at least 2 to 3. I don't like his personnel grouping. I'm just going to tell you, I don't like it. Let's see what he does, though. I do not like that personnel grouping. So he has Rice. The only thing he has really here is a C route. And you have the A route potentially. So let's see which one he takes. He takes Rice. That's a good play. That's a good play. So that route technician saved his life. All right, so let's see. Dez is probably going to blitz here. I really don't like Pete Metzelaars running the ball. I just don't like. He's not a running back. That personnel grouping and his formations, I'm not a fan of it because you're not putting a running back in there. And obviously, if you have a running back, you're going to get more yards. So I don't really like the personnel grouping. I would rather have a running back here, but let's see where he goes. All right, so he has pressure. This guy has come off clean. That's clean pressure. To avoid him, you're going to have to step in the pocket and maybe hit a crossing route. Or maybe if he has this right here, if this is a post route, he can hit that. But let's see what he does. He steps up. Good job. He does step up. I don't like that throw. I don't like that throw. I don't like that throw. That is a crazy throw. I didn't like that throw. I figured he would do bench. And so, yeah, you're not going to catch that on 3rd and 2. Now, again, these players are way better than I am. I'm actually just commentating from basic strategy. So, in no way am I anywhere close to the skill set of these players. No way. I didn't even make it this far. I got eliminated in the ladder matches. But just looking at this common sense football, if I were K-Mac, one of my routes is going to be a post route. It's going to be a post route to the outside, at least one route, because I believe Dez is running the DB Fire too. So one post route, one out route, one streak, one in route, one running back wheel. That's how I would run it. But let's see what he combos with. So I would not do a crossing route here. Like I said, I would have him on an out right here. I would have him on a sharp post route, corner route. I would have a streak right here. I would probably keep him on some type of in route. I would wheel him, right? Because now you have an egg here. You have an inside with a big body. You have a out route here. I think Jerry Rice will beat him. And then you have this here as well. So let me see what he runs. I hope he doesn't run 2 ends. All right, 5 wide. I like that. All right, I like that because you got the 3 eggs here. 1 egg, 2 egg, 3 eggs. You have Jerry Rice. You have your skill right here. So this I like. I like this. Let's see what decision he makes. This is for your game right here. This is for the championship. I like the route combinations. So let's see what you got. All right, so Carmichael right here. This guy's going to bag that. You got Metzelaars on a quick throw because he cannot make it here in time. So he is running. You got Metzelaars on a potential quick throw. You have Carmichael occupying this guy. This is the read right here I would take just to get the 2 yards. So I don't know if he's going to take it. You have Jerry Rice and you have Cooper Kupp. As this play develops, you got the guy right here, guy right here, guy right here. This is the read I would take. Let's see what read he takes. You see, it's too late now. He can't throw that. So he should have been thrown that. That would have been the first down. It's too late now. You cannot throw this route. If you throw this route, it's going to be picked way too late. He should have threw that route. That should have been a quick snap right there. He should have quick snap and threw that route. If you throw this right now, you cannot throw this right now. So right now, this is gone. This is gone. This right here is a potential because you have an ag right here. That's your potential. And maybe Jerry Rice, if you quick throw this maybe, down into his body. So these are what you have now. You have these 2 reads right here. So you got 2 reads left on the field you can make. Let's see what he does. All right, so right now, your only possible read may have been this, but it's taken away now because this guy can go and hit him. So that's taken away. So you might have a touchdown here, maybe, if he beats. So far, he's beaten his coverage. You may have here, but let's see how it plays out. Let's see what you got. Oh, he runs it. He runs it. And he stepped up in the pocket too much because he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. I don't know why he ran it. He should have stayed back and just let the play develop. That was a poor decision. So I felt bad for K-Mac here because that decision, you got time, bro. You have time. So with that decision not to go into some type of power run offense inside the red zone, I think is what killed him. And so Dez won the decision battle. So hey, shout out to Dez. And actually he went on to win the MCS championship. So that's a breakdown. Hopefully you guys like this breakdown. And I think either way, the winner of this would have been the champion, in my opinion. So hopefully you guys like these type of videos. Let me know. And I may break down the Clef to God video if you ask. But again, if we get back to this, Both playbooks that were used, Detroit Lions playbook by K-Mac and the Saints playbook by Dez. I will be breaking down both of those playbooks on this channel so you can actually see exactly what formations they use, how they use them, what they did, and maybe you can put these into your game. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. And make sure you like and subscribe to this channel for more great videos. Peace.